All right. Good evening to everyone here, and thank you for joining us tonight on iResearch, iWrite. Um, and today's session, we're going to be treating how to access academic databases on the University of Jos library website. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so as I was saying, I said on today's session, we are going to be treating how to access academic databases on the University of Jos library website. You know, this stuff have been here where the University of Jos subscribe to lots of academic databases, but then not so many students know that there is something like this. This aspect is very, very important because as we are approaching towards our graduation, in final year, everybody is going to be doing their projects, and you may be needing you'll be working with academic papers, you'll be working with research papers and journals. So this aspect is very, very important. So it's my pleasure to introduce our future speaker today. As you all know him, Lenge Joshua, popularly known as Dr. Hendricks, as I call him. He will be taking us on this aspect of accessing academic databases on the University of Jos website. So please join me to welcome Lenge Joshua. You're welcome, sir. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Ben, for that very wonderful intro. And good evening, everyone. My name is Lenge Joshua, as my dear friend here, Dr. Ben, has introduced, gave a wonderful presentation. So yeah, he also stated during his intro that we this is our penultimate year, the last year before we get to the finals, and as we all know, what happens when we get to the final stage. Every student is mandated according to the doctrines of every institutions to work on a project, to put everything you've learned in the past 5 years or the number of years you've been in the school, put it into an amazing project and deliver outstanding results at the end of the day. So the institution are always paying, if not hundreds of millions every year. Um, yeah, some few, millions to even 100 on, access and subscriptions to, these journals and all other electronic databases for students to use. Yet, just micro percentage of the entire population get to access these resources, and some of the resources are paid. So today, we would learn how to what these electronic databases are, where to find them, how to navigate all switch. So today's class is going to be very brief, but yet very intuitive as well. So at any point in time, if you have questions, you could just raise up your hand. I think on the host controls, user controls, there's a high five, like I've just done right now. You could just click on it, and then yeah, you could just click on it, and then I would slow down and then answer your question. So yeah, we'll begin. I'll begin by sharing my screen. But before I proceed, I like to just randomly ask if you are aware that um the library has paid subscriptions to journals and other papers. Just anybody, you have an idea that all this exists. Just unmute your mic and then let's just discuss briefly before the screen comes up and all of this.
Yeah, I think I have a little idea, though I've not bothered about going through it.
Okay, interesting, because I recall we started. I think we did a course, a Christian,
Yes,
where we also
Celtic
discussed. Mr.
Christian.
Panduku, Dr. Panduku took us some series of classes on that. Right. So it's also serves as great relevance as well. So yeah, it's very interesting. Um. So yeah, I'm currently sharing my screen. My screen is coming up.
Hendrix, are you there? We can't see your screen.
All right. So my screen is currently up. Yeah, sorry for the breaking transmission. Just confirm, Dr. Ben, if you can see my screen.
Yes. I can see your screen.
All right, then, very good. So I'm sharing my screen now, and then I'll begin demonstration on how to go about this. So yeah, there's a material we use in Chem 3. Sorry, I said Chem SLT 310. Dr. Panduku shared with us, and this is it, which I'm currently, you know, um, which is currently opened. And as you can see clearly, I don't know, do we recall this material? Does anyone recall about this material that was shared?
Yeah. I think this material was shared by Dr. P.S. Garba that contained some
Oh
of the
yeah,
password
Doctor.
to those academic databases.
Absolutely, you're very right. So yeah, we've just heard Dr. Pierce Garba showed us this material. He took us statistics and then also how to access the electronic databases within the school library. So the library, I would click on it. This is the URL here, as you can see. The University of Jos Library. So the University of Jos Library, let me just click on it. It's gonna route me to another page. I'm still waiting for it to get open. Yeah, before it does, so by the instructions here, how to access databases on the University of Jos Library website, right? So the University of Jos website, this is the link to the website here. So the website contains several navigations and nav bars to different, sections of the school library. We have the faculties, you have the school libraries, you have the security section, you have, the information section, and so many parts that exist on the University of Jos website. And on the website, there's the library section. There's a library section that gets you to the library portal. On the library portal is where you get to access all other materials. So let me click on continue. All right then. So this is the University of Jos library section. So according to the instruction, it says after going to this URL here, at the top right, this is our top right. This is our top right. Click on library. As you can see, it is loading, and the library section is open fully for us to access and navigate. These are just some little write-ups about what the library is. It's a great pleasure and decision we welcome you to University of Jos Library. Just some good welcome message. At the University of Library, we strive to build environment of innovation, collaboration, and lifelong learning. And the little note. So, as you embark, you are being thanked for choosing the University of Library. So, you can perform literature search on the University of Jos Library. As you can see here, it is home to 4 individual libraries, and each of them are world class with collection of books, journals, themes, maps, and several databases. Right. So we may have seen OPAC. OPAC is open access catalog, just we've seen here. So under University of Library, these are all the library resources that are present. The electronic databases, which we'll take a look at today. There's also the institutional repository. So these electronic databases are, they are databases that contains paid journals, books, research papers, articles from several other sources put together, right? So this institutional repository, it is the university or it is the institution's own, mini library that the school has, put together. This library catalog shows you the library system, how to go about searching of materials on University of Jos Library. And then we also have open educational resources. We're going to look at all of these things today. But before we proceed with the electronic databases, we'll take a look at the institutional repository. So I just open it in a new tab. So this institutional repository, it is accessed via a subdomain of the Universal Just, website. So this current page shows 404 not found. So 404 means just page not found. It's a status code. So I'll click on homepage. Exactly. So this is the Universal Just institutional repository. You can find your books here. You can find articles. You can find seminars. You can find theses and dissertations. These theses and dissertations are projects from, from the MSc level, you know, the undergraduate level and the PhD level and other, courses and programs that the university hosts. So welcome to the University of Jos Institutional Repository. You access publications, theses, and all. So if you'd like to see what projects from maybe the 90s of students actually look like, you can come get it here. You can just find it here. So you can access, you can go about the navigations by your faculty. So I'm going to find the Faculty of Natural Science. So these are different faculties here. There's a clinical science, computing sciences, education and engineering. I'm still going to go further to find natural science. Very good. This is natural science here. So I'm just clicking on it and the page is loading. All right, then. So these are subcommittees and collections. You can go about finding whatever it is that you intend to look up on this institutional repository. But here it shows you recent published articles and papers. Here we can see this one talks about the efficient implementations of some block extended trapezoidal rule of first kind, which is the ETRL. This is just a paper on mathematics. As you can see, if you recall Dr. Kumleng, who took us Math 101, SLT and Computer Science. This is his name here. He's part of the authors that published this paper, right? So this is just one of the most amazing things about this. You get to find several papers. This is another on HIV. You can also search by author. The authors who are currently top listed authors. Clicking on Ochemi. I don't know if I pronounce the name right. So we can find papers that he's associated with. I'm currently looking at another, I'm finding some quarry dust. Let me see if I can find anything on quarry dust. Okay, no, I'm using filters. So let me just unfilter this. Let me see whatever I can find. Quarry dust. Yeah, just general, affiliations or papers that are linked to this. It's still loading. Yeah. So this is the preliminary assessment of trace metal compositions of dust from true granite quarries from Jos Plateau State. So recently at the lab where we currently IT, one of the head of labs approached me to help, gather resources on, the trace metal compositions and other, sections of findings on quarry dust in quarry sites on Plateau State. So as you can see, I've just gotten a paper. I can click on this paper, and if I like it, I can extract some parts of the contents that I think are relevant to have findings here, right? So enough of this. We go back to the library catalog, the open educational access, and this still routes you back to the same source. So we click on these open access resources. I'll open the link in a new tab. Okay, so that paper is opened now. So this is the abstract. Whenever you want to find key details in abstract, the abstract gives you the introduction down to the summary of the paper. It just highlights you the the methods that were used in that particular research, the data, and other necessary informations, and the key summary plus limitations in just that very confined manner. And if you find whatever you're looking for within the abstract, then you're good to go, right? You can make it paper of your interest. So yeah, I was going to open access resources. So within this open access resources are resources that are free to access. You may choose to pay whenever you want to publish, any of your works on the collection of open access resources for a fee to support, whatever to support the existence, because it costs a lot to put resources online, right? You pay server costs, you pay, fees for server maintenance, website maintenance, you pay for domains. So there are people who just publish and pay a particular fee just because they can afford to, you know, to see the site continually being up. So in University of just open access resources, it says 1,000 of free journals that are widely indexed. So the first is 96 Scopus WS index journals. So we can click on it and let's see what it comes up. So this page does not exist. So this is just a fault from the University of Jos site library. So maybe this page was wrongly mapped. Yeah, but then we'll look at the others. So we also have 813 PubMed index journals. So PubMed is a site. It is just a storage site that is maintained by the National Institute of Health from the US. So I'm also going to click on it, open it in a new tab, and see what it contains. So the university itself had been able to put 813 of these index journals on PubMed alone. So this will open a Google Sheet. I think yeah, it's going to open a Google Sheet of 813. Just take a count. It's still loading. And this covered different specializations of PubMed journals, articles, research papers, and all of different specializations. As you can see here, we have allergy, anesthesiology, cardiac and cardiovascular system. I recall some few days back we were discussing with Enoch, one of our friends who has an idea on the cardiovascular system. You could find this very very worthy for him. As you can see on neuroscience, obstetrics and gynecology. So if you're looking for papers as regards any specializations that are open access, that is, you don't need to be on a paywall to access, you can come here. And as you can see, people are very active. As you can see, this is a public site that is accessible to thousands of students, but only one person is on this, and I'm sure this person may be a researcher, right? So let's just try clicking on any of them. Let me just click on this. So this Elsevier, which is Science Direct. Let me open this. Okay, this is not editable by everyone, so let me just copy this and click on this. Let me see what it gives me. So it's still loading, and yes, it's gonna be up anytime soon. Oh, am I a robot? I'm needed to be confirmed. So the reason why some of these checks are being done is because a lot of people use bots to access these sites, and these bots cause a lot of harm to some of these products. So I need to perform some, please confirm. So Cloudflare routes almost 37% of the entire internet service through their security protection. So Cloudflare is very, very big and powerful company that helps secure sites, websites. So Science Direct pipes through that connection. So as this loads continuously, it's gonna settle on, and I have to verify my status. But yeah, this takes us a lot of time. But then the paper would open anyway. So this is just it. So this is how to come about it. You can find whatever interest, whatever specialization or interest that your research topic is concerned with. You can find papers here, right? So we can still go back again so this was on open access resources. We can also check library eBooks. Still opening. So this was the paper I found on trace metal compositions. I think this is relevant to me. So I'm going to bookmark it, but then I can temporarily close it for now. On these open access resources again, we can find 349 well-indexed journals. Let us see what it looks like. This is it. As you can see, these are different journals and their titles, the publishers of all of these journals, the countries of origins of these journals, the categories of these journals. As you can see, this same person is still on the same site, right? And the English in which these journals are being presented, and the links to access this journal. These are just index DOJ. This is Cooper's, let me see, Web of Science, PMC, article processing fee 0. So you can so on this journal you can publish for free, as you can see, 0, 0 publishing cost, zero publishing trust costs. So yeah, these are all the different journals, 349 in number. I am sure this is relevant as young researchers who were still coming up. We may not have the money to pay to top R1 journals, right? So we can start with some of these free ones. They're still repeatable anyway. But yeah. Let me still go back. I think there's one more left. And then over 1,000, over 12,000 DOG index free journals. So open access resources are free to access, free to publish, and you may also decide to pay for a few costs, like I mentioned earlier, if you wish or intend to. The network is a bit bad right now. So this is it here, DOG, open, global, and trusted. So let me click on search. You can search for journals or you can search for articles. So whatever article you want to search for, maybe I'm searching for space technology, space tech, space tech, articles on space tech in all fields. Let me just put in all fields, distinct that to particular, topic. So this will bring me articles on space technology, if it finds any. So the open access resources, in fact, it provides more than you can afford to, pay for if you were to pay for or pay for it. But then it's free, right? So this is still loading. But I've earlier opened library ebooks before. So these are library ebooks. Ebooks are electronic books, like the E stands for. These are like the collection of different sources of materials online that can be accessed for free, right? So ebooks.com is one of the biggest. We also have free ebooks. I recall one point in time. So these are different ebooks that the school has been able to. So these are different sources put together by the school. They found relevant for the students, right? I think 2 weeks. No, it was last week. A friend recommended Ocean or PDFs to me, and I was able to download a particular book from there. I don't know. Let me just think of something. I've heard elders talk about Abacha a lot. Let me search for Abacha. The former Nigerian military of state, blessed memory. So as I can say, I just searched for Abacha. Some people say he was a good man. Some people say he was not a good man. But then, oh, see a book that just came up on Abacha. Let me click on it. And this book says Nigeria's Soldiers of Fortune, the Abacha and Obasanjo years. So let me just show you how practical this is. So these are informations on the book, the full book name, the author's name so as well, the genre of the book, it is history, it's about Africa and Nigeria specifically. There's no series detail, there's no international serial book number. But this is another number itself, additional language none. This book was published in 2019, September 1st. And the size of the book is 4.9 MB. I can download the book. So if I click the PDF, I think it should download. So it's still loading anyway. It's still loading. Oh, don't worry. Your download will start. This is just a humble request. So if my download starts, I should be able to find it here. I should be able to find it here. So yeah, the network is very slow anyway. But then let me still see it here. It's come up already. So I'll decide where I want to save. So Okay. Bibiana, can you mute your mic, please? So I may want to decide where to save this particular, file. And we decide to save it on documents. Then I click on save. As you can see, it is downloading. So this is how it is downloading. I play that once done. So this is what library ebooks currently offers you. And to the most important, which is electronic databases. Let me click on it. Right, this will open. So let me close these pages. We are done with them. Yeah, a lot of pages there. So this is still loading. So going back to the document which I started with. So you click on electronic databases, which is this, and then view the list of databases available. Click on any of them, which is Agora. This is journal for agriculture. You can access library ebooks like we have seen. I have done that. Open access resources, free and open. You can access them according to your faculty. Yeah, we've also seen that. So these are the list of databases that exist. As we can take a look, this is access to global research. So Agora means access to global research in agriculture. That's what Agora means, right? And you use this username. This is the institution username, and then this is the institution's password. So if you are doing any research as regards agriculture, plants, anything, you should take a look at this. In fact, it is a known fact that most CPT students, or maybe most SLC students, are working on the plant-related research. I am sure they would find this particular database relevant. We also have the ACN Digital Library, no login credentials, African Digital Library, no login credentials. Yeah, the book which I started downloading, The Ocean of PDF, from the Ocean of PDF, Nigeria's Soldiers of Fortune.
I can see Hendrix just left. I think that's network issues. Let's just hang on a bit and then wait for him.
Okay, so I was disconnected due to poor network. So let me start on with share my screen again. Sorry for that shenanigan that happened to my network. So my presentation is coming up again. All right then, so good. Show my screen anyway. Okay, so yeah, very good. So I was talking about all the databases that exist. We've seen Agora. So let me try to go to let me try signing up with the institution username on Agora. Let me reload this page again. My reception is very poor. Let me just fast.com. So fast note anyway, if you want to check your network speed, come to fast.com. You know, we have terrible network reception in this country. It's very bad. Oh yeah, so this is the Elsevier, article I had earlier opened the other time when I was still loading. So this is it. Seminars in hematology, right? Those in clinical sciences would find this very interesting to them. And this is free anyway. So yeah, some people have done the grunt work to ensure that they've collected the most important papers and articles and journals that are free and open to everyone's benefit. Oh my god, my network is very bad. 23 kilobytes per second, which is very, 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 very slow. But then what do? We manage. Manage. Alright then. So I'm back. So this is electronic databases. The first, which is Agora. I'll click on it. It's gonna open. So it is still, the page is still loading. As you can see, welcome to Agora. Then there's just a brief, summary of what this journal is. Agora program set up by the Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations, FAO, together with the major publishers, enables developing countries to gain access to outstanding digital libraries collections in the field of food, agriculture, environmental sciences, and related social science courses. So I'll click on this profile icon here to my top right. It is still loading. So while I wait for it to load, I'll come back and take a look again at the username. Then I copy it, Control C on session. While I wait for it to load, it's loading. 7 Mbps, which is very slow. Okay, all right. As you can see, login. So it's still loading. So this is standard login procedure. I'm gonna click, paste the password, then go back and paste the username, come back and copy the password. Where's the page again? Yeah, this is it here. I'll click on language is English. I'll click on submit. So it's still loading. Very good. So let me click on the profile icon again. As you can see, I've been logged in as have logged in as Nigeria. So this is university or faculty or college. Yeah. So this is just the status here. I can decide to log out from the institution. So I've been able to log into the University of Jos using their institution, credentials. Research for life. So I have access now. I can search for anything that I want. So maybe I want to search for Jatropha, which is something I'm currently making studies on. Let me see just generally what it comes up with. As you can see, Jatropha toxicity. So Jatropha is a plant. It's a highly resistant drought plant, right? Which is highly toxic. As you can see, Jatropha toxicity a review. For me, example, I find this very, 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 very interesting. Growing Jatropha coccus, production and characterization of biodiesel's. You can also get biodiesel's from this as well, from their seed oils. So this is how to go about, literally searches and access of this journal. So let me go to Elsevier, which is one of the top tier journals. So I discovered that there's been a change, but then let me go to Elsevier. Let me come back to the journals here. So the ACM Digital Library, it is free. African Commons is also free. So let me go to Elsevier Science Direct. Where is this? Bio One journal. Let me check Bio One if it exists. Bio One. Go global access. This IE explodes as well. So it is also scopes a lot of advanced systematic scholar. Very interesting. Yeah, but then let us. My eyes close me currently now. But then we'll try to sign up on Science Direct using different login credentials of different faculties here. As you can see, these are faculties of agric, arts, education, engineering, faculty of environmental sciences, and faculty of law, faculty of management sciences, medical sciences, natural sciences, faculty of farm, then faculty of social science. So this is the password to access um all of these credentials, all of these different faculties. So let me go to the databases and find Science Direct. So this is here, I'll save you. So let me cancel this because I'm opening it in a new URL. The network is terrible. But then while I wait, my network speed is 27 kilobytes per second. Anyways, before I wait for this, okay, it's coming up. Anyone has a question? You can unmute and speak. If you have a question. Anyone? All right then. So by my presumption, nobody has at the moment. So I'll click on my account. Still taking time to load. This is very long to accept. And it's also frustrating as well. The network issues and problems in this country is so enormous. So yeah, this document would also be available to all students. I'll post it on our group chat later on. So if you also intend to look on some of these databases, you'd have the document at your disposal. So to access Scopus, it says the instruction says here it is the same login credentials as Science Direct, right? So whatever details you have used here, whatever email or the faculty you decided to use, it's going to be the same when when accessing Scopus as well. Semantic color, no login credentials. Semantic color is free all through. This is still loading. Oh, damn. This is frustrating. I must accept. Don't know how much time it's gonna take. So but then let me just Science Direct. Let me just make a general search on what Science Direct really is while we wait for this to load our account section. So Science Direct is the world's leading source of scientific, technical, and medical research. You can explore your journals here, you can explore your books, you can explore articles. You can also they also have an academy, a mini one where you learn about writing, how to publish articles writing, how to read in journals, and all other learning outcomes that the pro. If it takes a lot, it takes you time to the particular page. You perform some hard resets, then reload. Yeah, this is reloading me again. So yeah, I recall some days back we were asked to read on ideal and non-ideal solutions as regards enthalpy of mixing. In an ideal sense, I shouldn't have to wait for up to a minute for a page to load. But hey, come on, this is my network speed. Oh, it's improved. 4.7 Mbps. Will not reach your servers to perform tests. Oh, it's bad. It was 27, which is very bad. I recall was our routine Victor Samota. He said one time that the first time he experienced fast network was, I think, was in the UK. That was the first time he experienced fast network. So I don't know. We have to endure a lot of frustration, political wise, even with our network, and telecom companies wise, and security wise, and everything wise. This is not good life. Man. All right. Finally, find your organization. So I'm just gonna like find University of Jos. University of Jos. Submit and continue. I'm not seeing University of Jos here. Why? University. I don't know why. It's taking time. All right. See, this University of Jos here. So I'll click on it. Clicking on it also takes me time to load. Yeah, crazy. So instructions from your organization. University of Jos can grant access through either their IP. Oh, they've updated this. University of Jos can grant access through try signing up. Let me just try the brute way of going about it, and let me try to sign in with the emails provided here, like I did last time. So let me look for natural science. This is natural science here. Natural science, UJ Faculty of Natural Science. Let me click on it. Okay, sign in by your organization. I'll sign in by the organization, which is this email here. So this is still loading. So I wait for the page to come up. Let me see if my network speed has increased. Oh my god, it dropped from 4.7 to 850. This is bad. This is not good. It's not good. Fast has come. Alright. Oh, the page is still loading. Alright. Organization name or email. Still loading. The network is so slow that this button cannot become clickable. Frustrating. Oh, even to test my network too as well. Oh, 150 kbps, kilobits per second, 160, 510. This is still loading. This is still loading. I don't know why this is giving one hard time. 3 sources. ID.lc here, and perform a hard reload on this. Some things require brute forces. I don't know why. So I just perform a hard reset, a hard reload of this page. Then I try using, instead of logging in with the, as you can see, it tells me sorry, is inside data. Let me perform a hard reload of this page again. Yeah. So to that, let me initiate the process again. The cost overhead on signing up on Elsevier is way too high. But then for the repeatable organization they have, you have to ensure that every step is being acknowledged duly. So this is still loading again. So I'll try, instead of searching from the organization name, I'll try signing up with the institutional email by the organization. So organization name or email. This is it. I don't want to accept all cookies. Submit and continue. No institutions found. Wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. So this says, let me search for University of Jos. Like I did the other time. University of Jos. Still gonna say the same thing. Okay. So this is still loading. Oh, it did not even load the institution. Interesting. Interesting. It doesn't have to get this. This. Try signing in. So let me try to sign in. Let me sign in via the organization. As you can see, submit and continue. No institution found. Interesting. All right. Let me try another email, another faculty. Let me try Faculty of Education. So this is still loading again. No institution found. Interesting. I have no current knowledge if some of these details have been updated or not. Let me try pharmacy. Faculty, e.g. Faculty of Pharm. So this is still loading again. Faculty of Pharms worked. So let me go and click on the password. So some of the credentials, some of these login credentials are outdated, I must say. Let me click on the password and sign in. As you can see, so I was able to try different emails, different login credentials. Found finally worked. This was the one that worked. So the rest have to be updated again for different faculties. So it's still loading actually. So with this now, I have access every tons of resources, every under the faculty of pharmaceutical sciences. While I wait for this to load, let me see what my speed test says. Oh, this is still loading again. Wow. All right, so guys, this is everything. We also have, you may have seen GSTO, which also means journal storage. Let me check it out if it's here. And also, let me check. Let me try getting into one of his journals, IEA Explore. You can know log your credentials. I've seen this a lot. There was a competition they hosted a couple of months past. Very interesting one. Um, so Scopus as well. Scopus says we should use the same login credentials as we use for Science Direct. So let me go. Let me look up for Scopus here. Um, HTL stocks, Internet Archive. So this means journal storage project. That's just what it means. Open edition, online access to research in the environmental space. So this was the PubMed I was talking about. It's a site that's maintained by the United States government, specifically the ministry or um the Ministry of Health, National Institute of Health. This semantic scholar. Let me check semantic scholar. Semantic scholar, no login credentials required. Yes. So very good. As you can see, Faculty of Farm, University of Jos. So I have logged in successfully to Science Direct. And you can begin your search. This is top tier. And this is I think one of the least you can afford to get your hands on. And one of the privileges of being a student, because many people are currently paying to access the paid version of Science Direct. As you can see, I can browse journals in chemical engineering, chemistry, computer science, CBC students who also material science as well. Now, for CBC students like us who have got interest in chemical engineering, chemistry, and material science, this helps us very great privilege. I mean, I was discussing with our senior colleague of how my interest aligns towards material science and chemical engineering. I can come here and look on for papers that will support my learning, that I can also get ideas for projects on. Also, right, if you intend to look for a project topic and you've not gotten one, what you ought to do is go read these papers that exist and look at the limitations or further improvement, and check out what the authors described as the achievements on that project and what they could not do or achieve, and see if we can make something out of it. That's how to go about this, right? So if you want to sign in, take notes, use the credentials for UG Faculty of Math of FAM and their password. The password is the same for all. So I'm trying to get into Scopus, so I'm trying to look it up here. Yeah, I finally seen it. It is the same credentials as I used to sign in on Science Direct. So let us also try that as well. Okay, this is still loading. So there currently on material science there are 3,909 publications. So I would like to search on doping. I like to search on doping, or maybe silicon doping. It's one of the technologies and concepts used in semiconductors a lot. Semiconductor wafers are produced by doping. So doping is the removal or the addition or the rearrangement of crystal lattices. However way you understand that. So this is still loading anyway. So I'm just waiting for Scopus preview, empowering research with all leading abstract and citation databases. Why Scopus? Why Scopus? Increase research efficiency. Scopus by numbers, 100 million documents, 28,000 journals, 20 million profile, author profile. And it is meant for every researcher, every author. If you've ever put a document online, a research paper or article online, you should have that OSIT ID, right? If I have your OSIT ID, it can help me access a particular author's papers or resources from every journal that it has ever touched, right? Check access, and I'm sure it does. So this is just a validation to confirm whether or not Universal just has access to Scopus. So this is still loading. I don't know why it's taking much time, but then let me still refresh while this is loading to as well. All right, so it was able to sync. So Scopus Review uses the same architecture as Elsevier and Science Direct. So it was able to sync my login details or my login session here, and it was able to synchronize. That's what sync means. Sync means synchronize. So if I log in on the same, because they all operate on the same architecture, as you can see, I am signed. This it shows me Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences here. So, which means by direct I have access, right? So just left for you to utilize the resources at your disposal. Do whatever you may wish. So this is still loading, showing two publications, doping of metal oxides, rare earth transition metals, doping of semiconductor materials, and many more. So ladies and gentlemen, I think I'd like to stop here. You can put in the knowledge or whatever we've done here. It's just easy going. And most of some of these databases are, you know, login free, right? Requires no login credentials. But the best you can ever lay your hands on is on Science Direct, one of the best actually, right? And also recall to use Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. You can also try other credentials as well, password. So I think I like to stop here for now, or for today actually. So if you've got questions, it's now time for us to discuss before we call it a day or call it a Friday, call it a weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Questions? You have confusions?
All right, Dr. Hendricks, can you hear me at all?
Okay, yes, my network is so bad, so it lags. But yeah, I can hear you now. Go on.
Yeah, yeah. I think I don't know if who is here with us. Okay, Bibiana. I don't know if you have any question, but we are just seems it's just me, you, and Bibiana that's here right now, and I want to say a very big thank you for this wonderful work you have just done. To be very honest, as you were teaching, I was also doing it alongside my PC. I was watching you do. I was carrying it alongside, and I left me alone. I tried doing something like this in the morning time before this class, but then I could not go as far as what you did. In short, I didn't even know that um, I can explore this whole stuff to this extent. I just discovered now that you have taught us that there's a whole lot here. I mean, somebody said something that one of the challenge of this generation is that we have access to too much information. Yeah, so this is access to so much of information, and I see that no lecturer anywhere can teach you something like can teach you this stuff. Look at what these guys did taught us that time. It wasn't this way. All right. So thank you so much for this wonderful session. This a whole lot. Thank you.
Yes, Dr. Ben, thank you very much. In fact, before coming to this class, I was pointing up some sort of actions as regards that, but I just knew it was not going to be a problem. But yeah, I'm very, very glad that your concerns are now straightened on how to go about. I think I recall at certain point in time, you made mention of some sort of overheads on getting to sign up with Science Direct. You know, if it's getting there to be technical, and you just need some sort of resilience to, push further. But then I'm very glad your concerns are set straight now, and in further sessions, it's going to be flawless and seamless as anything. So yeah, I mean, it's all good. It's all good. Thank you for following up. Bibiana, thank you as well for always being an attendant every class and every session. It means a lot to us.
Like I always enjoy coming up for these classes. And one thing I'm so grateful about is that these classes have been recorded and we can actually go back and rewatch it. Like today, the network was so horrible, kept leaving and coming back. But one thing is that you can always go back to watch it and then practice it. So, very big thank you for the coordinators. You and Benjamin are doing a very great work, and I appreciate you guys for it so much. Thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. But it doesn't go much long way without your um what do you call it again? Your giveaway coming up next month, right? But
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
it's all good. It's all good.
Dr. Hendricks, I think you can just cut off the recording since we are done with the class. And
All right then. All right then. So Dr. Man, maybe just give us a rundown of a closing remark, so to say. Every beginning of a session demands a beautiful closing remark. So yeah.
all right. So, like I earlier said, Hendricks, we appreciate you. A quite number of persons started here with us, but then I don't know, they seem to like leave halfway in the session. This has been a very, very wonderful session, and we have been enlightened on this aspect of assessing literature on the academic databases that have been subscribed by the university. Just like you said in the class, this is the advantage of being a student. And we have advanced in this stuff so much, but this is the traditional way of assessing literature. It's good that in research or as a researcher, you know the traditional way of doing these things before you even jump into, AI have come, or we are in the era of artificial intelligence. You can subject all these stuffs. I call it grunt work to AI if you really understand what you're doing, and it can help you to assess some of this literature. But then it's good that somebody who is a beginner knows this, how to do these things traditionally. Yes. So today we have this understanding and we are so much grateful. And then coming next week Friday, we will continue with this session again. We will go beyond just library that have these academic databases that have been registered or subscribed to by the university, to other ones like Google Scholar, and even the artificial intelligence. Right. So next week Friday we'll be here again. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here. Thank you so much to our tutor, Lenge Joshua. We really appreciate for that.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, and we call this a very good evening. We call it a good day. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Be cool. Drink tons and lots of water. Stay out of trouble. Sleep well, most especially. And have a good night. Bye.